Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about how the fifth turtle in the Ninja Turtles broke one rule from the 80s cartoon. I'm not like it the title says TMNT's fifth turtle breaks one rule from the 90s cartoon, but they have the 80s turtles up there, which annoys me. I know I'm picky. I'm a bit picky. But the turtles with the belt buckles, right? That's kind of stubby. That had April O'Neil in the yellow jumpsuit, be a news reporter, and having Krang, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady in the Technodrome. That cartoon and like their belt buckles were like actually their belts are brown, but they're like knee pads and arm pads are like the same color as the bandanas. That's the 80s cartoon series, not the 90s cartoon. And it pisses me off because I believe I read another article from Screen Rant where someone referred to them as a 90s cartoon. No! They're the 80s cartoon that so happened to end in the 90s. 80s Turtles. I'm mad. Anyways. Let's give this a read, shall we? When the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles' fifth turtle was introduced to the team, she unwittingly broke one unspoken rule from the 80s cartoon series. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sorry I had to sing it, has been a mainstay for comic book cartoon fans since the late 80s, early 90s. And with it came their established lore of the series, complete with a full set of rules, both official and unofficial. Well, in the current Ninja Turtle continuity, the newest addition to the Ninja Turtles, the fifth turtle, actually broke one of the rules from the 80s cartoon, and Michelangelo himself called it out. TMNT's fifth turtle is Jennika, a former human ninja, a member of the Foot Clan, who suffered nearly fatal injuries and needed an emergency blood transfusion from Leonardo in order to survive. The exposure of Leonardo's mutant blood caused Jennika to mutate into an anthropomorphic turtle as well, and given her retention of all of her and given her retention of all of her previous acquired ninja skills, Jennika was quite literally a Ninja Turtle. Since she already was the unofficial fifth turtle before becoming a mutant turtle, Jennika was taken in by the team immediately as the official fifth turtle. However, right off the bat, Jennika breaks one of the longest standing rules of the Ninja Turtles. She wields more than one weapon of the main weapons. So every Ninja Turtle has one type of weapon, and Jennika has two. Well, then you can make an argument saying Michelangelo in The Last Ronin broke the Ninja Turtle rule. Because he has like 4 weapons. And then that's pretty much his nunchucks. And the weapons of his deceased brothers. So you can say like Michelangelo also did that, and that makes sense. Anyways, if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 898 by Kevin Eastman, Bob Kernoy, Tom Walsh, and Michael Dionis, the mutants of New York City has gotten their hands out on a weapon that has the power to mutate people into mutanimals. Anyone exposed to this mutation is modeled into a humanoid beast. The purpose of this was to shine a light on the abuse mutanimals have suffered since they were unnaturally created, while also evening the playing field by creating a mass of them. Meanwhile, Jennika is getting used to the humanoid turtles and has already picked up a mask and some new weapons to better meld with the group. However, as Michelangelo points out, Jennika equips herself with two different types of main weapons. Katana and a claw, which she didn't know was apparently a big no-no. While Raphael does tell Mikey to leave it alone, since he does use his own weapon besides his nunchucks, Raph is accurate in his statement. Sure, Mikey uses other weapons in battle just like everyone else, but his main weapons are and have always been nunchucks. And I believe it in the 80s cartoon, Michelangelo did I don't know why I'm doing the motion, but Michelangelo did start out with nunchucks, but because the parents saying, "Oh, that's too violent," which I don't know why they didn't go after Leonardo's swords or Raphael's size. Michelangelo's nunchucks turned into a grappling hook. I'm not joking. Anyways. This is something that goes back to the 80s cartoon, and even before, as Leonardo was introduced with two katana, Donatello a bow staff, Raphael twin size, and Michelangelo's nunchucks. Then, when Jennika joins the crew, she showed up with a katana and claw, thereby breaking the TMNT's long-standing tradition. So it's not really a rule, but more like a tradition. And you can kind of say, like, Raphael's twin size, Leonardo katanas, Michelangelo's nunchucks, kind of breaks the rule, because even though they're the same weapon, essentially, it's a pair. Donatello's the only one who has one weapon, so in a way you can say that Jennika didn't go against tradition in that sense, wielding two weapons. But at the same time, you can say that Leo, Raph, and Mikey had like duplicate of the same weapons, where Jennika had two different, so like kind of going against tradition while keeping in tradition of having two weapons, but not having the same weapon. Yeah. It's hot minutes and a half. Anyways. Jennika's minor disruption to the franchise norm shouldn't be too surprising, as her mere existence alone shook the TMNT to its core. While her inclusion was well received by fans, the position of fifth turtle, especially a fifth female turtle, is something that has been met in apprehension since Venus was introduced in the 90s live-action TMNT series Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. And here's the thing. I didn't mind Venus being a fifth turtle. I actually enjoyed the idea of there being a fifth turtle. My issue, outside of like Venus calling herself Shinobi, which Shinobis is a Japanese word for male ninjas. She should have been called Kino Ish, which is what Splinter refers to April O'Neil in the 2012 series as female ninja. That's one thing I have issues with the Next Mutation show. Another issue is that I think Venus could have been like, they could have had like a fifth turtle idea could have been met with positivity if, and this is big if, Venus, like if the show writers actually wrote the show to honor each character, the turtles, the four turtles that we knew before, and Splinter, but the show was a hot mess. They didn't really like honor the turtles all too well. Like Michelangelo was like the best adaptation out of like the four turtles that we got, because like I feel like they stay true to Michelangelo's personality the best. And sure, you had moments when Raphael was a hothead, but Michelangelo they honored the best. The acting was even for 90s standards, and the costumes looked like that you could have easily got it at like Party City or Spirit Halloween. Was no shade towards them, because there's some like costumes they have that's like top notch per se. But for the most part, like Spirit Halloween, Party City, like has like alright costumes, like nothing that would impress you. per se, but you get the gist of what they're supposed to be, and you got what the gist of what the turtles were supposed to be and the villains were supposed to be. But it seems like they took it out like either Party City, Spirit Halloween, or a garage sale. It's not like the '90s trilogy where the costumes were like top notch. Or even the Star Wars movies, where the costumes were top notch pretty much. But this was like, eh. They could have been better. The show was a hot mess. And like, Phoenix, like, that show ruined like Phoenix introduction. Now I know like the comic books had like Phoenix, and that was better received than the show. But like, I don't know. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of the like, I'm not a huge fan of the next mutation. I'm not a huge fan of the next mutations for some Phoenix as well. But I am open and liking the idea of there being a fifth turtle. Regardless if there's like being a female or a male, I am open to the idea. And in some cases you can say, in some iterations of the turtles, Slash was the fifth turtle, right? Other iterations, Jennika is the fifth turtle. Other iterations, Phoenix is the fifth turtle. So like, I'm not opposed to a fifth turtle. Just don't do what the next mutation did. Is what I'm saying. Because that like pretty much took a massive dump on the Ninja Turtles. Anyways, continuing. Sorry for the tangent. Jennika meta origin is one of Jennika's meta origin is one of controversy and rule breaking change. So it only makes sense that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fifth turtle will break the one rule introduced in the original comics and rule established in the 80s. As franchise-wide change, almost literally written in the DNA of the fifth turtle herself. So, like, I know she has claws, and some people made a joke where she's pretty much a female version of Wolverine, but as a turtle. Honestly, I haven't, like, had the chance to read any issues that contains Jennika. I would love to, so I can get, like, more of a sense of, like, who she is. Who was she, like, who was she pre-Ninja Turtle, and who is she current, like, now she's Ninja Turtle. Like, I am very interested in getting, to know Jennika, but, I think it's alright. And I think, like, if they, like, had Jennika in the continuity of, The Last Ronin, then that, like, Mikey essentially calling Jennika out would have made him a hypocrite. Because he literally came back and he wielded more than just his nunchucks. He wielded like 4 different weapons. Like, I mean, variants, not 4 different, because it was like more than that, but still. Anyways, what do you beautiful people have to say about this article? Let me know in the comment section down below. Have a wonderful day. The guy went on. Excuse me. Burped. Hate when they have those gag reflexes for a bit. But anyways, hope you have a nice day. Be kind to one another. Be kind to one another. And I will talk to you fellow means later.